This is Valley News Live at 5.
Fargo police are still searching for an armed and dangerous man who's accused of shooting 3 people at a downtown bar over the weekend. Police need your help finding 43-year-old Brandon Grant. But if you see him, they say don't approach him. Instead, call 911. Tonight on Valley News Live at 6, we'll show you new video that shows the minutes leading up to Sunday morning's shooting at the Bismarck Tavern. North Dakota U.S. Attorney Drew Wrigley announces he will resign from his position at the end of the month. In a brief letter to President Joe Biden, Wrigley resigned from his office effective February 28th. Wrigley is the 19th presidentially appointed U.S. Attorney in North Dakota history and has been serving since April of 2019. To read the entire letter, head to our website, valleynewslive.com. You know this is a First Alert weather day, so let's get you up to speed on what's moving through the area. Here's Hutch with the latest in First Weather. Hutch?
Thank you, Andrea. Good evening, everyone. We do have a few light showers of snow here in the FM area. They've been taking place on again, off again on this First Alert weather day. Same thing for Grand Forks, but the Devil's Lake Basin looks significantly different. This is Highway 2, Devil's Lake, under snow. In that area, snow-covered roads, slippery roads. Now, one item to note here, we have a radar outage because the Mayville radar, National Weather Service radar, is getting updated. So this snow system does not look impressive here in the eastern side of the state because we do not have a radar to sample it, and the other radars in Minot, Bismarck, Aberdeen, Duluth, they're way too far away to catch snowflakes. We're seeing a few. They're passing through the FM area this evening. And notice the main branch of snow that's been going on from Minot in through Harvey and the Devil's Lake Basin now is just starting to move to the south and east. So as we go through the evening, our snow chances will increase along the Highway 2 and Highway 200 corridor and places along and north of Interstate 94. Harvey area getting some substantial snow. We do have a winter weather advisory through this evening for the counties you see shaded in blue. I expect a trace to 2 inches for many areas as this system exits. Isolated places 2 to 4 inches. We'll have details in your hour-by-hour forecast and update on reported snow totals so far and a look around the region and road reports here in a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Hutch. An armed and dangerous man who's been on the run for weeks is now in jail. Authorities say the Metro Street Crimes Unit and U.S. Marshals helped get 21-year-old Oliver Ty off the streets. Ty was wanted for attempted murder, reckless endangerment, and aggravated assault in connection with a shooting at the Arbors apartment complex on January 24th. Police say they found Ty last night in Fargo and took him into custody. A North Dakota man accused of feeding moldy hay and denying water to numerous horses that wound up dead or sick has now been charged with felony animal cruelty. Mercer County deputies found 15 dead horses and 11 dead foals over the weekend on Shannon Weigam's property in Zap out in Mercer County. They also found a donkey and 39 horses in poor condition, as well as 4 dead lambs. Former security officials are testifying to Congress for the first time about the insurrection at the U.S. Capitol. Top officials, including the former chief of the Capitol Police and the sergeants at arms for both the House and the Senate, blamed faulty intelligence and a lack of communication for the failure to anticipate the violent intentions of the mob. There was also concern over when and if the National Guard should have been called in to help with security.
We had received that report. It was received by what we call one of our sworn members that's assigned to the Joint Terrorism Task Force, which is a task force with the FBI. They received it the evening of the 5th, reviewed it, and then forwarded it over to an official at the intelligence division over at U.S. Capitol Police Headquarters.
Officials say the one thing the security officials did agree on was that the January 6th attack was planned and coordinated. The ongoing effort to get as many people as possible vaccinated against COVID-19 continues, with many states now receiving medicine that was delayed during last week's winter storm. And there's also a promise today from drug makers for an increase in supply. Jay Gray has the latest.
As mass vaccination sites come back online by midweek, 6 million doses delayed by winter storms should be available for use. Still, across the country, hundreds of thousands who want and need the vaccine are unable to get shots.
We still have way insufficient supply to meet current demand.
This morning, a House committee heard virtual testimony from drug manufacturers about plans to step up production.
We need to get more doses more quickly in people's arms.
Pfizer and Moderna promising a major increase in deliveries over the next 5 weeks.
We expect to increase the number of doses available from approximately 4 to 5 million doses per week at the beginning of February to more than 13 million doses per week by the middle of March.
Johnson & Johnson could receive emergency use approval for its single-dose vaccine as early as the weekend, and 2 other drug makers are working toward approval. More medicine to help fill the overwhelming need. With many states now targeting rural and, to this point, underserved communities.
Getting this in a place where we need to be, where everybody has access to getting a vaccination.
The best shot for millions to stay healthy.
The headline on the newspaper said that we had reached the 500,000 mark of people dying from COVID-19. So it means life.
A lifeline that continues to be stretched to its limits. Jay Gray, NBC News.
President Biden is promising 600 million doses of the vaccine will be available to anyone who wants the shot by the end of July. The governors of North Dakota and Minnesota are directing government agencies to fly the U.S. and state flags at half staff in memory of the more than 500,000 Americans who have died from COVID-19. The orders are effective immediately and run until sunset Friday. They're in accordance with President Biden's request. Individuals, businesses, and other organizations also are encouraged to join in lowering their flags. When many parts of the country were seeing vaccine delays because of winter weather, Sanford was as well. Appointments have been pushed back a few days to even a week. Right now, staff continue to play catch up to get back on track.
We're pretty much caught up in having received the vaccine that we expected, with just a little bit more expected to arrive later today or tomorrow, the Moderna vaccine.
Fargo Cass Public Health and Essentia Health say they did not see an impact. Grand Forks Public Health Department says vaccine shipments impacted by weather delays should start arriving this week. And here's an easy way for you to stay on top of the latest COVID vaccine related information. Just use our VNL vaccine tracker. You can visit our website or simply open your phone camera right now and point it at the QR code on your screen. Then tap the link that pops up. Kids in the Dilworth-Glendon-Felton School District are headed back to the classroom. The district says students will return starting either March 8th or March 15th. They're waiting for district leadership to meet and decide the exact date sometime this week. DGF also says staff who requested the COVID-19 vaccine have received their first dose, and many have received their second dose. Additional staff members will receive their second dose in the next few weeks. French researchers are developing a new rapid COVID-19 test that connects to a smartphone to reveal results at home. Ian Lee tells us about it from London.
Ever since the pandemic began, researchers in France have been working on a way to test for COVID-19 quickly and accurately.
So since March, we try to develop a portable device which everybody can use at home.
The research at this French university started, oddly enough, with camels, llamas, and alpacas. Scientists took tiny antibody particles from the animals called nanobodies. After some complicated science, they produced a device that plugs into a smartphone. A nasal or saliva swab is placed onto a strip, and if nanobodies come into contact with the virus, the test will know it.
And you start your mobile phone and a signal will occur, and depending on the height of the signal, you can say if you're COVID positive and negative.
Researchers say initial trials of 300 samples were 90% accurate and delivered in 10 minutes. Creators of the Cordial 1 test say if it receives approval, it'll be cheap once manufacturing begins on a large scale, ultimately putting another weapon in the arsenal against the virus. Ian Lee, CBS News.
The next phase of the project is to run a 3-month trial on more than 1,000 people. Tiger Woods was involved in an accident today in Los Angeles County, California. Officials say Woods was in a violent rollover crash in the Rancho Palos Verdes area this morning. Firefighters had to cut him out of the vehicle to get him to a hospital. Woods' agent, Mark Steinberg, told Golf Digest in a statement that Woods suffered multiple leg injuries and is currently in surgery. Officials say he was the only person in the vehicle. An investigation is underway. And tonight on Valley News Live at 9 and 10, we'll meet another area wish kid whose wish to meet SpongeBob was a dream come true. All week, we are introducing you to these amazing kiddos, and you can do your part to help them this Thursday. Valley News Live is partnering with Make-A-Wish for their Miles for Smiles drive, where you can donate your unused Delta or United Airline miles to give area kids and their families memories to last a lifetime. This weekend, Gray Media, which owns Valley News Live, is partnering with the Grand Ole Opry to help bring in donations to Feeding America to help those who have been affected by various disasters. Chris Jansen, Travis Tritt, and Haley Witters are some of the artists that will appear. The show will air live this Saturday on KVLY and KXJB at 8 p.m. After the big win on Sunday, the Bison will travel to Carbondale, Illinois to take on Southern Illinois for their second game of the spring season this Saturday. The pregame show starts at 11. Kickoff is set for noon. You can catch all the action on KVLY. We've got the scoop on Dairy Queen's Free Cone Day. That's next on Valley News Live at 5.
And some snow reports thus far throughout our day today. Out west in the Devil's Lake Basin, the big winter, 6.5 inches reported just north of Maddock. Devil's Lake, 4.5 inches. And Harvey, an early report of 3. Snow continues. Your hour-by-hour forecast is straight ahead.